Hi, in this video I'm going to try to share some tips and strategies and ideas for making an e-portfolio in Adobe Spark and an Adobe Spark page, specifically adding in artifacts. So I first want to show this example. So let's get to a white page over on this side so it's not distracting or less distracting. In this example, there's the table of contents, there's the reflective cover letter, and then I get this rolling image that has the artifacts associated with each image. And so I'm potentially suggesting this is one way you could do like your student learning objectives and to provide, it's a way to organize it and to provide evidence. So how might you do that in Spark? So again, go back to a white page, so it's less distracting. In Spark, that function, get down here, is called a glide show. So you want to start a glide show and then you want to put those background pictures. And again, unless you have your own images, I suggest that you use their free photos. And so I'm going to search for keyboards. I'm going to go with keyboards as a theme. Yes, I'm a writing nerd. So I like that image. I like that close-up. Ooh, I kind of like this old style typewriter. Oh, keyboards. Interesting. We get into piano keys, right? Wonder if something with a mobile device. Yeah. Those are different types of keyboards. Okay. Okay. Oops, I didn't like that one. There we go. Okay, so I have a bunch of images here. That's the glide show, and I hit save. Now those images are in my Spark page, and as I float down, you see the little shadowed boxes here. That's how I add content to each image. So what I'm suggesting, so let's grab the course learning objectives. I'm putting them over here so I can copy and paste them easily. What I'm suggesting is that in this first image, I'm going to maybe copy in the first learning. This is 102. So 101 would be slightly different ones. Text. And because I want this text to stand out, I'm going to maybe use the header 2 or maybe use the quote text. Oh, I like the quote text. It has a different color. Okay. And then I'm going to come down here to this second one and I'm going to paste in the second student learning objective. And again, please note, I'm not suggesting this is the only way you can do this. However, what I am suggesting is this is kind of an obvious way to organize it in Spark, and it'll make it really clear, that each image is associated with a different learning objective. There we go. If that's your organizing structure, you might have a different organizing structure, and that's okay. But that's just the one I'm using examples here. Okay, so I have these first three ones. And now I have the SLO, but I still need to add some type of artifact or evidence. There's pretty much three major ways that you can add artifacts or evidence. The first one is just text. So say example that you want to give here is that something you wrote in a discussion board post. So you just might go copy and paste the discussion board post and just put it in there. Now, I'm just going to suggest that you might also want to put some descriptor so the person reading it, especially your instructor, knows exactly which discussion board. Or you might want to paste in something different. You might want to do is the prompt. So people know what you were responding to. But you're gonna, your evidence is copying and pasting the actual discussion board post, and then I'm just suggesting that you might want to have a brief about so someone knows what they're looking at. And so, organize there is suggesting it's like, hey, this discussion board post is evidence for that student learning outcome. Now, that's one way, so you can use text. The second way you can include artifacts is as pictures. And let's quickly go look again here. That's what I did here. So I included a picture. I took a screenshot. Now what you may have done is, taken screenshots and then put them in your, remember we created a Google Drive archive portfolio. So I have to go get all those screenshots now. So I'm going to download them to my computer because I'm going to want to re-upload them to Spark. And I don't think I can just drag and drop. Let's try it. Worst comes to worst, it will fail miserably. Let's see if we can do it. It's still downloading. There we go. Let's first try drag and drop. That would be really cool. So I want to upload my own photo. Yeah, no, see, it doesn't even allow drag and drop. I have to upload. Okay, so I downloaded those images. They're going to be on my desktop, but hold on. They downloaded it in a zip drive because there's more than one. There we go. There's my images. Okay, so back to upload photo. I'm going to desktop. There's that. And so I'm taking one of these. I mean, obviously I need to have a better naming system, but there, I uploaded the photo. Now you'll notice that when you drop an image into Spark here, it allows you to add a caption, and kind of the same way that I suggested if you copied and pasted text from a discussion board entry, you probably, if you drop a screenshot, you should probably, give some brief description of what it is. I also want to suggest, notice this is a little blurry. What I found that is if I took screenshots, so I'm coming back to, I try to make the page as big as possible. Like I would hit Command or Control plus and make the lettering as big as possible before I took the screenshot just to take a better shot. But there we go. Okay, so there's the second piece of evidence. The evidence is an image, and then I'm suggesting that you have a brief description. The third piece of evidence, remember again that you're required to have papers, actual your projects. And so in this instance, I'm treating my teaching philosophy here as a paper that it's the equivalent of a paper that you wrote for the class. And what you can do is where it says button, that is a way to grab that URL and then you can title it and save. Notice that it also had editing. It could be centered. Okay, so paper. I do want to suggest, hold on, let's quickly go grab the fourth text. I will get there eventually. There we go. Drop in that again, and remember we made it quote, so you want them all to be the same so it's consistent. Do notice you actually have one other thing you could do. You could technically do a video, and but the important thing is notice that you have to have the video hosted at YouTube, Vimeo, or Spark Video. And the suggestion of a video, if you choose to do a video, it might be something that you can use to either talk through a paper, so like pull up your paper and then do a screencast and you talk through the paper, or you might do a screencast talking through your coursework in the D2L environment or something like that. So I just don't have a video as an example here, but by all means you can do a video. Another tip, if you do a video, definitely keep your video short. Most people do not want to watch long videos, especially if it's looking at text on the page. So limit yourself, and if there's multiple things that you want to show via video, instead of making one long video, I suggest that you make multiple short ones so people can consume them in bits, and you can use them as discrete pieces of evidence or discrete artifacts. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, that should give you, oh no, there's something else I want to show you. Okay, so not doing video. The other thing I want to show you, so that was that function. Let's go back. The first function was the glide show. But as we scroll to the bottom of this, I also had, my bio, and I had this grid of pictures. That's another function in Spark, and it's called PhotoGrid. And so again, in mine, I uploaded specific images that are of me in my office. And you could, if you were doing a bio, you would probably want to do that. But say you wanted to make a photo grid as, I don't know, as something else in your portfolio, you could find free images. So again, let's say pens. I want to make a photo grid. Oh, now that's an interesting result for pens. Oh, I guess horse pens, horse corrals. I always love searching like this because you get, you think you're searching for one thing. Let's do pencils, I bet you. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I want a couple different images for my photo grid. Okay, so notice I dropped those images in there. I like this one too. And once they're on this, you can start doing things like making something a large photo or a small photo, so you can assign kind of weight to images. So I want those two to be large. It increases my grid. You can also replace it, but you can move the photos and how you honestly, I kind of like that, but what if I want this one down further? So see how I kind of adjust what's going on, and then I want this one on top. There we go. I kind of wanted all the lined ones down here. So that photo grid is another method you can use to kind of add images. But I do want to show, okay, so I hit save. There's not much, you can't really draw on top of them. All you can do is add a caption to them. So if you're doing a photo grid, think carefully why you're doing it. But again, it's a different functionality you can use in Spark. I hope these give you ideas on producing your own portfolio, and I look forward to seeing them.